All right. And I think we are live.
Yeah, we're live.
We're definitely live. Welcome, everybody, to episode 105 of the Iron Lords podcast. As should be painfully obvious to anyone who listens to our show on a weekly basis, I am not your host, Lord Cognito. I'm not here to spread the gaming realness. I'm not here to say anything about the YouTube streets, and I'm definitely not telling you what you want or need to know. It is just me, Lord Sovereign, frauding, lording, and usurping, because Ka gave me the keys to the castle this week, and he made the biggest mistake of his life. He really did.
Wow,
You know what I just realized?
The mice will play.
Lord King, you know what I just realized?
Yo.
They better be no switch talk because you outnumbered today.
I'm totally outnumbered today. And, well, they definitely don't switch topics.
Oh no,
today,
it's gonna be some switch talk. It's gonna be some switch talk, boy.
It'll be some switch talk and the little PAX East recap.
Yeah, that's about it. It's definitely gonna be some switch talk.
But definitely, man, Carl gave me the keys to the castle today, and sorry to say that when he comes back, everything's gonna be. I'm gonna change all the passwords. It's gonna be lordsofsovereign.net. I'm changing everything up, but real talk. Shout out to Cog. He is away. He should be on his way back from paying his last respects to our friend Lord Whiskey. So shout out to Cog. Have a safe trip back, and we will see you back at the round table next week. So in the meantime, let me introduce the rest of the four horsemen of gaming. First,
are we finally going to get our own intros?
Nah, I'm not giving you. I'm not doing that. That's his lane. I'm just going to introduce you in that. You just run with it. But we got the young wolf of the ILP, the difficult game conqueror, and the almost Sekiro game conqueror. Is that true? Is that correct?
I only got like 3 or 4 bosses left, but it's rough. I'm struggling.
How many times have you wanted to uninstall the game?
Never. Ever since I started. Okay.
That's not true. I remember.
There was before I started getting down this parry system, because the way my mind works in these games is I'm not gonna guard. The only thing I'm gonna do is dodge. Like, you are never gonna see me put up a shield. But this game's like, okay, who gonna break, me or you? I guarantee you it's you first. So I was like, all right, I get you. I'll start guarding. And ever since I started getting out of the mentality, which sucks because if they make another, like Dark Souls, for instance, which they said they're not going to, but they make another Bloodborne, I'm going to have to reprogram my mind again to play like that. Like,
no, but I tell you, like, I feel the same way about that game. Like, for me, I learned I'm not dodging too much. I'm standing right in front of you and I'm parrying everything you throw at me. And I'm going to break your stance. I'm going to break your posture. And that's the way I'm going to play the game, even if you murder me a million times. The dodging is cool. It looks pretty, but you really need to master that parrying. If you don't master the parrying, you're done. Forget it. Give it all up. So anything else, man? You've been playing anything else besides that? We missed you at PAX East last week.
That's all.
I ain't miss his ass. Tell him, Pac-Man, you missed him?
With that said, let me introduce the incredible Hulk of this. The excess gamer.
Ooh.
And the bougiest gamer of all ILP, with some new things in the background that I really want to talk about. I want to hear about these things. Lord King, what's going on, my brother?
Oh, man, shout out to y'all. Hey, shout out to Think Geek. See, Pac-Man.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about what's in the background over there. There are a few different things.
Well, I don't know what that machine is. That
machine, it doesn't exist yet? Not just yet?
I mean, I don't know what it is. It looked like it says Arcade King. That's what it looked like.
Man, the way you talk, and you went in that alleyway and closing and took it out of the dumpster. I don't know what it is.
I don't know, bro. I don't know what that is. I can't even call it. But what I can tell you is, right next to him, it's Pac-Man. and then also Pac-Man is inside that with a whole bunch of other stuff. 6,700 and some odd other games. Get it. Let's go. Man. Let's go.
Right. So you like overnight, you sort of become the GOAT of this YouTube thing, dude. You got 3 shows going basically. What's going on, man?
Well, basically I'm fighting hard, baby. I'm fighting hard right now. Right now I'm in the bushes. I'm fighting to get the hell out of it. But nah, I'm trying to just give y'all a peek into what I do. Like my statue joint, me playing video games for real, because a lot of dudes be out here frauding, like, oh, I really play games. Shut the hell up. Really, you don't. I know you don't. But I know. I'm be on all day. I'll be on. I don't see you, bro. So cut it out. But nah, just a peek into my joint, my world, what I do, my normal. Like, there's gonna be a whole bunch of other stuff, but people put up opinion pieces on lordsofgaming.net. So you can get a peek into their world, because when they give you an opinion piece, they're actually giving you, excuse me, my voice is done. They're actually giving you a piece of, what's going on with them. So everything the ILP does, Addict, when he does his reviews, he's giving you a piece into his world. And I always watch all of his stuff. So, I mean, just come watch our world. So this week I've been playing Bloodstain. I think that is an amazing Castlevania, Metroid-ish type of game. It takes me all the way back to when I first played original Castlevania. The graphics is 16-bit. I've been playing Borderlands because I've never played Borderlands.
Me neither. First time I threw it on.
I was frauding, but it's hot. And my son played it more than me, so he was showing me, yo, daddy do this, yo, daddy do that. I'm like, shut up, shut your mouth. But it's definitely a nice game. And Division. I'm tier 5, so I'm on in these streets.
You know how I fraud. I played the first weekend and I have not gone back to it. Same with Anthem. I haven't touched Anthem again, man. I'm sad. I'm a total fraud.
There's no reason for you to touch Anthem, though.
Yeah. Yes, we know. We know how you feel about Anthem. So tell me a little bit about that Pac-Man in the background, man. We can segue into a little bit of a PAX East recap, because I know we had our little, our little inebriated mini podcast over there. We'll talk a little quickly about what we saw and our final thoughts on it.
Yeah. I love PAX. I won't trade it for the world. The level of intimacy we have with all the developers and stuff like that, going there one-on-one, like you just walk up to them, start talking about their game. You see a hot game,
for real.
You start, yo, can I record your game? Can I record you? Can we talk about this? Can we get you out there? Let's see more about this game. And there's so many indie games, but I want to tell you, man, Nintendo is the king of the show out there. All right. 90% of that stuff is on Switch. 90% of all that stuff is on Switch. And if it's not on Switch, it's coming. Hot stuff. We got a lot of hot stuff, man. I really was so pleased with the future of my Switch. But I was noticing something. So didn't you see some of these games looking like they was like advanced Switch games, like your Switch can't do that, but how is it they making it do this?
Yeah, like I said on that stream, I said something tells me that some of these devs may have an idea of what's coming down the pipeline. We all heard about those rumors about 2 Switches coming out, one more powerful, one smaller to sort of bring the 3DS group over.
Yeah,
there were some things we saw out there. I said, what the hell? And this is coming to Switch. Yup. A lot of games, they may not have had the Switch version ready there. A lot of them they did. But literally, damn near everything that we saw on that show floor that wasn't, AAA from, a well-known publisher was coming to Switch.
What was that? Insane. 1C, right? It was 1C.
Oh, shout out to 1C Entertainment, low key, and Addict knows about these guys. These guys are low key the GOAT of the indie developer, man. Along with like Devolver. These guys, everything these guys drop. If you're like have any sort of nostalgia for like old school FPS, RTS with like Final Fantasy Tactics, anything that you could think of old school, these guys have gone in and made something new in that vein that's just absolutely fantastic. These games run beautifully, and every year is something new. Like I don't even think the games that they showed last year are all out yet. And this year they had all new stuff except for one, which was the Tactics game. What's the name of the Tactics game again, Addict?
It's called Fell Cell.
You're right. Exactly. I'm gonna be honest, man. These guys at 1C are absolutely freaking fantastic, man. Like literally everything that they showed was like, really? You guys are doing this? And how big is your team? 2 people? 5 people? That's about it. It didn't go much more than that. And shout out to all of the publishing teams out there that were sort of talking to us if a dev wasn't around, anything like that. These guys were so knowledgeable and so charismatic about every single one of the games in their stable it was awesome to be there, man. It really was. It's definitely a vibe that I enjoy. I can't wait to go back next year. And yo, honestly, man, like we just go hard, because if you're a small outlet, getting to PAX, I think, is imperative. After seeing how things run over there, and like and just seeing the way that show is, it's imperative. If you want to put your name out there, you want people to know about you and see the hard work that you're doing, going to a show like PAX, to me, is absolutely 100% imperative, because these guys are there. They want you to talk to them. They're more than willing to help you out in anything. I mean, they're so forthcoming. That's where you need to be.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, E3 is fantastic, and I know E3 is evolving, and we may see more of that, which I hope we do start seeing at E3, where people are more sort of inviting to people that aren't necessarily only media. But man, I loved it. I loved it, and I can't wait for next year. All right, so let's move on to what we do at the beginning of every single month, as we say thank you to our patrons. You guys are the best of the best. Fantastic. You guys are always here with us from the very beginning. So obviously we love doing this part. And the fact that it's a small group of you guys, I love it, because it's the guys that are here all the damn time. And they're first in the chat. Monkey Punch. Listen, I put up the link for the show super early. Like I did it last night, I think. And so I come in this morning just to check on it. And there are people like Monkey Punch likes to make sure that when he wakes up, he goes in to make sure he's first in the chat. So even if he has to leave. So that was like 3 hours before the show started. So we thank you guys for the dedication. All right. So let me run through these names. So first off, Lord Javier Medina. And I'm not putting out his government. That's all there is there. There's no alias, AKA nothing. So Lord Javier Medina, thank you for the support, brother. We much appreciate it. All right. After that, this is a patron that I'm going to call our forever patron. This is our friend. This is Lord Corey Leidick, a.k.a. Reaper 5912, a.k.a. Lord Whiskey. He will be our forever patron. Thank you so much, brother, for all the support you've had for us from the very beginning. Rest in power, my brother. All right. After that, the PlayStation Bra. Thank you so much for your support, man. Can't wait to see you out there at E3. Followed by Lord QX7 Masters. Thank you so much for the support, man. Appreciate it. The man with the best pick on Twitter, on the internet, anywhere. Slow-mo backslap. I have to say it every time I say, because I love that pick. I love the saliva flying. It's fantastic. And we had Lord Hakeem, HB33. Hakeem is new. So thank you so much for your support, brother. Thanks for jumping on and believing in what we're doing. I really appreciate it. All right. And then we're followed by Lord Fastback 6768. Been with us for a minute. Thank you, brother, for the support. Followed by Lord Stitch 6669. Thank you so much for the support, man. Another one has been with us for a while. All right. Then with the man with the best R&B name in the business, John Love, a.k.a. Vagabundo. Sorry, I did it again. John Love, Vagabundo. Thank you for the support, man. Followed by Lord Sincere Quintana. Thank you so much. Then our brother, Gaming Forte. Always out here supporting, man. We really appreciate the support, man. And another brother from the multiverse, Lord Undead. Coming in and supporting the Lords. Thank you so much, man. You've been there from the jump. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us. We really appreciate it. Followed by the Wall of Bill, Lord Bill Stillwell. Thank you so much. The king of xCloud. Thank you so much for the support. And of course, followed by the first one in the chat, always the first one, and ILP's very first patron, Lord Michael Lugo, aka Monkey Punch. Thank you so much, man. Then we have Lord Sammy Prescott. So we're up to like 22 patrons or something like that. So this list is getting longer. So we really appreciate the support, guys. All right. And now we have Lord J. Fonz, of course. Brother and friend to the realm, always looking out, always giving positive support. Lord J. Fonz. If you don't watch his videos, please go check out his content. J. Fonz is amazing. Then we have the king of the stream team himself, Lord Petey, Lord Snaldo. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, for everything you do, man. Like, honestly, at PAX East, I really saw how you get down, man. Your OCD is imperative in these situations, man. But thank you so much for being there, man. We appreciate it. And of course, family from the cradle to the grave, Lord M Bird, aka Loaded Pixels. Thank you, my brother. Always supporting, always supporting.
That's not M Bird.
That's not M Bird. M Bird.
Oh, I thought you said M Bird. No, that's Marco.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And of course, Lord Fat Daddy. See, I'm doing what Addict does. Lord Cat Daddy Fat Sacks. Thank you, my brother.
He has a slight case of dyslexia.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Inch of dyslexia.
And of course, last but never least, our friend from across the pond, Lord Death Singer. Thank you so much for the support, brother. You've been there from the jump as well. We appreciate everything you do for us. And again, thank you, man.
With Death Singer? I thought you said you're supposed to be doing our intros or something. What happened?
He did that a while ago, though. I mean, he can definitely come back and do it again. Yeah, he can definitely come back and do it again. That's for sure. All right, so let's get into these giveaways real quick.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's make sure let's give away some stuff. All right, so we're gonna start off with this $10 gift card giveaway, right? So the winner of the $10 gift card giveaway is Lord Sincere Quintana. Thank you so much for the support, brother. Lord Sincere, congratulations on the $10 gift card giveaway. I'll be sure to have that in your DMs later today. So just let me know what system you want it for. I'll get that right to you.
You better be getting it for Xbox and get yourself some Game Pass. That's what you better be doing. Turn your $10 into 200 games.
For real. So now let's go for this $20 gift card giveaway.
$20.
Let's go. Get that 20.
I need to be a patron.
For real, man. You know, there might be an issue with that, but that's okay. We will keep that between us. You know how we do. You know how the Iron Bank does.
That money.
So the winner of the $20 gift card giveaway is Lord Vagabundo, aka JL. I'm not gonna say a name again. Lord Vagabundo. Congratulations on the $20 gift card giveaway. I will be sure to have that info in your DMs. Again, just let me know. Hit me up.
Find out you was just paying that man off because you couldn't say his name properly. I gotta mess this man's name up twice.
I gotta make sure I take care of him. You know.
He said rigged. Slow mo said it's rigged.
Rigged. All right, then. So let's go to our Teespring giveaway, our final giveaway of the day, of the month.
T-shirts.
Yeah, T-shirts, mugs, whatever you want, except for that hoodie. That hoodie's too premium, but everything else goes.
That dollar.
So the winner of our Teespring giveaway for the month of April is... Oh, we should have been doing that all along. Yeah, like our friend Gaming Forte. Wait a minute, Gaming Forte, isn't that the GameStop dude? Yeah, man. Gaming Forte, he knows all about that Pac-Man. He knows all about that Pac-Man with their brothers that over there at Think Geek. Yo, congratulations, Gaming Forte.
I think Gaming Forte just said it was that was Slow Mo that said it was rigged. Oh, okay.
Sorry, Slow Mo, that payment didn't get to me in time. You gotta be a little more, a little faster with your payments, man. And then I'll take care of you. So that's all we have on our Patreon for this month. Thank you so much again for all the support, guys. You guys are the absolute best. So let's move on into our topics. We don't have I always find it difficult to find the damn poll results. So I didn't do a poll. I'm frauding on the poll. I'll let Cog take care of that when he comes back next week, and we'll get back into that poll stuff. So we're going to leave that alone. So let's jump directly into our topics for the day. So we're going to start off with Lord King. Lord King, we have some services coming together to form Voltron. What's going on? What's going on?
I told y'all. Shout out to Phil Dominus out here. I told y'all what was going to happen. Y'all was like, nah, King, they're not going to do that. Soon, Game Pass and Xbox Live is going to be one service under God. And It's $14.99. Y'all gonna get that. And I knew that was gonna be the way to like to bridge the gap. Like if you put it on another system,
right?
Like it just only made sense that those services was linked because a lot of the games needed those services. So if it's on another system, another platform, those services were there. So the PC dudes that were getting Game Pass, y'all thought, oh, they got past the barrier. No, the barrier is still there. $14.95.
They still got the wall for you.
That's right. You. And the Switch needs it. The Switch definitely needs it. I think more than anything, you're gonna see Switch sales go through the roof if they get Game Pass on a Switch, and you can voice chat, and you have your trophies and all that stuff. That's going to be the portable Xbox system.
So tell me, you really believe that Game Pass in all its glory, its full iteration is going to be on the Switch? Because for me, I feel like it's more like live. You're going to have your games that they already announced, like Cuphead, and more than likely Ori is going to be a downloadable game. It'll just be like a cross-published thing. But you really believe you're going to have all of Game Pass on the Switch?
I think Microsoft, when they say they want Game Pass everywhere, there's not going to be a limit to it. I really don't think that. I think you're going to be playing Halo Infinite on your Switch. I really don't think that they're going to limit you in any capacity when it comes to Game Pass, because then that's going to water down the product. So instead of saying, okay, here's a piece of Game Pass. You can't say it's a piece of Game Pass when somebody's on Xbox getting a full Game Pass, or somebody's on a PC getting a full Game Pass, and Switch get a limited Game Pass but pay $14.95. No, it's going to be the same Game Pass across the boards anywhere you go for that price, and you're going to have the same suite of features that goes along with that $14.95.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. They cannot break up the messaging with this. It would be hard because that's the problem they've had in the past, where people have had issues with them. Is like the messaging is always cloudy. They don't necessarily seem to know how to talk about their stuff without confusing people who aren't necessarily in the know. Like us, we research this stuff. We know what we're talking about. And we can complain and bitch about the fact that it's not clear to people who may not be in the know. But I think they have to make a concerted effort for that to not be the case. And anybody who looks at this stuff from the outside can say, okay, this is what it is. I just have an issue with thinking that it's not that all this stuff, obviously if it's gonna happen and you're gonna get everything that Game Pass has to offer on a Switch, it's gonna be using xCloud in some way, shape, or form, right? Obviously. Yep. But we don't know how powerful this supposedly rumored, Switch 2.0 is gonna be. So, it could be a massive leap over what's there now, although that's not Nintendo's way. But being that, it's rumored that it's 2 SKUs, who knows? Who knows? So tell me, Attic, what do you feel about this?
I mean, I just $15 a month. Like, I get that, technically that's $5 off any of them that you choose. It could be $5 off Game Pass, it could be $5 off Live. But I do feel like, they need that 50% off both services if you maybe for like $100 a year.
Yeah.
It's like right now, that's the biggest, I don't even think they, if they wanted to do that, the problem is you're not charging other platforms for the same service, but instead of making it beneficial for us at the same price, what do? You raise what would make it more beneficial. And I'm not for that. I'm sorry.
How did you figure they raised it? What are you talking about?
Well, I don't
$15 a month now. If you get that, that combination service. So you mean to tell me that I can either pay $10 a month for something that everyone pays for, that all the console people pay, but the Switch people, that's not really been confirmed, so we won't bring that up. But the PC people don't pay for it, the Android people don't pay for it because they get party chat.
What? Oh, you're talking about the party chat thing. I think that's going to go the way of the dinosaur. I think all of that is going to go away. That is not going to be an option.
But I don't think it is, just because they combine these two. They're trying to combine them.
I think in the long term, it makes sense to combine them, right? I think one of Microsoft's problems is that, again, they don't know. if you're not a gamer, if you're not in the Microsoft ecosystem, you may not know that all these different services necessarily interact with one another. It's just because you just may not know that. They need to consolidate it in a way that makes sense. At the same time, at $15 a month, you're not getting any savings right there. Like if you break it down, it's still the $60 a year for Live Gold, right? And then it's the $10 a month that you're paying right now for Game Pass. So it's still the same. So I do think you're gonna see package deals like anything else. Like I don't think I've ever paid any more than $40 a year for Xbox Live Gold. I've never paid $60 for it. And then when it came to Game Pass, I think when I initially got it, I got a deal on it. But now I just, out of pure laziness, I just paid it $10 a month and they just take it right off my card. So I think
my issue with it is it's not even necessarily. I have an issue that they don't charge the PC community for it. They use the same services, and I'm just like, when you could have made things better, you didn't. Well, you just try to you try to wrap it in a nice little blanket. It's like it's different, but really it's not. You unwrap it, it's the same thing, but they try to wrap it up acting like it's different.
Shout out to Forte in the chat, because Forte came in and said they might have found a clandestine way of charging PC and Switch gamers for stuff that Xbox people have been paying for forever.
But the thing is are they going to need that service to play that on PC?
Yep.
Because we need that service to play it on console.
They're going to need it.
I think they have to create a reason for you to have it. So whether they actually need it, no.
But at the end of the day, like, how are they going to charge a PC crowd when they don't need Xbox Live now? So you're going to charge PC people $15 a month for pretty much just Game Pass?
If they get down, they get down. If they don't, they don't.
And then another thing we have to think about is that I don't think they're done folding stuff into one another. I think somehow, I think when you talk about the ultimate package, you have to start thinking about how they're going to price xCloud, right? So that's going to be folded in there somewhere. I think this is just, again, the beginnings of them showing you that they're going to tear off these things. But I don't think this is the end of it.
You think this is the tipping point, right?
This is just the beginning. This is the tip of the iceberg. Everything else is coming. Like, again, once they start talking about pricing for xCloud, obviously that's something that I don't think, how many people do you feel are going to be saying, I'm xCloud primary? That's not going to be the case. You have to fold it into this.
No, I'm not about this direction. Like, I always thought they would drop the multiplayer behind the paywall. They would drop that off of it. But now that they're trying to find convenient ways to put both services together, I don't think that's the plan. I do think they're going to continue to charge us online for the console player, because they know that at the end of the day, a lot of these console people are casual. They don't even know PC's not paying for it.
Right.
So, and I have a problem with that, because I feel like this is the perfect time. You had an opportunity to fix that. So you had an opportunity, because you're making half of your demographics, well, not even half. I don't even know how many people actively plays on Windows, but you're making a part of your demographic pay for something the other part's not. And instead of making the part that is paid for more, obviously on console.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Instead of making the part that pays for it more convenient. Okay, I understand. Okay, they might not have to pay for multiplayer, and I have to pay for it, but at least I get Game Pass with it. Like, because that's pretty much what's going on here. They want us to pay the Game Pass, and they want us to pay for Xbox Live.
Well, what they want is for people to have Game Pass. So I see what you're talking about and what you're upset with. You're talking from the console standpoint, and PC dudes are still running around free. Just like Jay Fonzarelli said, forget PC, right? But what Microsoft doesn't want you to do is forget PC. When they give you this suite of stuff, and I think Sovereign is onto it, that xCloud is going to be included into that. That whole package is going to be justified for that $14.95 that people have to get into this, and they're going to get that Game Pass into your home by any means necessary. That day with with the PC dudes talking about they're playing and they don't have to pay for this, that's done. It's donezo. They have to pay for this to get to that. So none of that free stuff, that whole thing is going to go away. They want you in one centralized area playing the same way paying the same way as everybody else. So I'm down for $14.95 for all. I'm down for it.
Yeah, I think the thing with that is that it's one of those, change is always difficult. Change is destructive, and we're always going to push back against it. But I think if they want to make their idea of unifying this platform in the way that they want and have everything under this one umbrella, that's good. It's going to be something that the PC crowd's going to have to eat. And I don't know that they will. Right? They might find that whatever Microsoft is offering in the exclusives realm doesn't matter to them, and they'll just go to whatever other storefront. Exactly. Go do whatever else they want. But I think if this is, it doesn't make any sense to fragment it. Like King said, it just muddies up the messaging again. If you start fragmenting this person doesn't get that, this person doesn't get that, this player doesn't get that, it's a tough sell. Because if there's one thing that came out of the Stadia announcement that I liked, is when they talked about each one of those, the different aspects of it, it all fell under the same umbrella, and it all felt like it worked together in conjunction to form one product. And I think Microsoft's products do that. Xbox's products do that, but they all have their own different naming conventions. They can all be used independently one another. If you're not in the know, who do we have in the building?
Introducing. What's going on?
What's going on,
I'm
man?
here to make sure Attic is behaving. Is Attic behaving?
Everyone is behaving, sir.
What's going on, y'all?
Except for me, I said that I was usurping your power and that everything would be
you changing the password. You kicked me out the kingdom, so what's going on?
Completely out the kingdom. Maybe we're gonna have some combos about that.
Yo, what's going on? I had to stop through at the rest stop.
I thought you were stuck in traffic.
No. I'm in Maryland somewhere. But
you don't see his eyes. Look at his eyes. He's getting sweet.
Yeah, I had to stop through, but I see my boy Saul holding it down. King King was partying last night. What's up with King's voice?
Bro.
Yeah, no, they had too much to rock last night.
That's Belvedere. That's Belvedere.
Oh, that's
that Belvedere we got from PAX.
That's that premium PAX Belvedere.
No doubt. Attic, what's good? What's going on?
Nothing much. We were talking about this fiasco that they're trying to do with combining the prices of Xbox Live and Game Pass.
Yeah.
Instead of our console people pay, let's just give them Game Pass just for console if they pay for Live, because they should be paying for Live. Let's be okay. It's like I said, they're wrapping like a cloth around something, acting like it's a new product, to be like inside it's the exact same thing.
Oh, and I definitely admit that. Yeah, for sure.
So your position is like they jerking console, like they like
his position is they always want something for free.
No, it's not. It's not that. Like, let's be real here. Let's be 100. They would not be doing this combination thing if they were about to drop Live from consoles in general. If they're combining these, they have no intentions on dropping it for Xbox Live. They have no intention on it. Right. They wouldn't even need to have this conversation if their future plans was dropping it from console.
Now, the thing is, we still have to talk about xCloud, right? Because that's an eventual thing that we would assume is going to come to the service, right?
It's going to get rolled into that. That's for sure. There's no way.
And who told you that was going to happen? This guy did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Phil Dominus. That's a Phil Dominus move?
Phil is out here breaking back, son. Breaking back.
It's interesting.
On Anderson out here.
It is interesting. I mean, I think Sav is on it. I think this is like the precursor to the bigger move. I don't know though. I hear where Attic is coming from. The problem is I just can't see them walking away from that revenue stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big revenue stream to take away from consoles as far as like removing the Xbox Live barrier. So right. I still think it's going to always favor console guys. I mean, I'm always going to favor PC guys and maybe the future mobile guys as they try to penetrate xCloud. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. They're already starting to get the ball rolling with that, man. But yeah, it's a cool time.
Do you think it makes sense for them to sort of muddy the messaging by saying that these guys get this and these other guys don't? Because to me, that's the problem with them, right? That's what they're always going to have to sort of defend against, people like us that comment on it, is like, okay, why is this different on this platform as opposed to this platform?
It's taboo though, because it's like we all know it's unfair as a console gamer then we have to pay that. I mean, shout out to Dan McCullough. Remember, we had him on, and they were talking about, you know, he hinted that they would do some changes. The problem is, it's services and Xbox Live is so much a part of their revenue stream. I just can't see them saying, unless, I mean, if they combined all the services, maybe, but I see them walking away from guaranteed revenue. Yeah, can you hear me now?
You got it.
Yeah, we in the bushes. We in the bushes out here in Maryland.
Get on my stream.
All right, y'all. I just say what's up. If y'all can hear me, yo, keep doing your thing.
No doubt, sir. Much appreciated.
He got 8.
Have a safe trip, man.
He running now.
Absolutely.
All right, bro.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Talk to you later. All right, so just to put a cap on this, honestly, like we said before, it's the tip of the iceberg. It has begun, as they say. This is one of those first moves that you see. Obviously, another thing is that it makes perfect sense with the Xbox Sade just around the corner. People that just, you know, they're just getting a download only console. Something like this absolutely makes sense. So I think it's the tip of the iceberg. I think we'll hear more about it at E3. I think the roll-in for xCloud is probably, well, maybe they don't talk about it at E3 because we're not, the service isn't launching this year. We'll just get beta.
Yeah, beta this year.
Beta this year. So it's not actually launching. So we may not get pricing as of yet at E3. But yeah, it's the tip of the iceberg, man. I'm interested to see what they do to make this not feel gross for people who haven't been paying for this stuff before. It's a tightrope. It's a crazy tightrope. Yeah, it is great.
Now, get you behind in line. If you're not in line, you're behind.
Lay down or stay down.
That's
you know
right.
How we do.
Phil Breaker Dominus is out here cracking backs.
All right. So moving on to the second topic of the day, and this is my topic. So Bioware and Anthem. I know everybody on the net has talked about this to death over the course of the week, but we haven't talked about it yet. So Jason Schrier wrote an expose, basically talking about what went wrong with the development of Anthem, right? And how it's been received since its launch, right? And basically he broke down why the game launched in the state that it launched, lacking sort of in content and features, and it all pointed to an environment, a toxic work environment at BioWare, which sort of, I mean, from every angle, whether it came from leadership not necessarily having a real vision for the game, issues with the Frostbite engine, in terms of going back to leadership leaving and then coming back, and then the thing that they're mostly known for, which is great story and narrative and character interaction, that sort of stuff being up in the air and uncertain, also kind of attributing to the fact that the game just didn't, you know, pan out the way they thought it would, or it changed in so many different facets over the course of 7 years of development that it was almost guaranteed that game was not going to be anywhere near the product that we as gamers expected and that they expected to release. So that was a super long article. Like, he broke down so many aspects of that development and just what happened step by step. So did you guys read it? Did you guys look into it? What do you think about it? Is it surprising, as you know, BioWare, and they mentioned this in the article, that there's something that they within BioWare that they call the BioWare magic, whereas, you know, magically the last couple of months of development or the last year of development, the game comes together. No matter how hard development was up until that point, everything comes together and they release a quality product. With Mass Effect Andromeda and now Anthem, it seems like that magic is sort of run out. So what do you guys think about the article? Do you think it was a kind of a shot at them? Do you think it was fair to talk about this sort of stuff? And do you think his overall sort of assessment of Anthem, because the tone of the article was that he felt that Anthem is a straight up failure. And I know how King feels about this.
Can I go first?
Yeah, let's go with Addict first. I think BioWare and EA are in the bushes.
I think that they spent, cause I don't know. I didn't read all the article. I've read some of it. I skimmed through it. This is one by Jason, right?
Yeah.
I actually watched Angry Joe because he broke down the whole thing too. Like the highlights of it. They need. I'm sorry. Like at the end of the BioWare, they might need to go. Like, did you guys see some of the stuff that happened with this?
Well, like teams though.
They took 6 years and only actually developed this game for a little over a year.
Yeah, that is insane.
Like they said that they switched back and forth from wanting to have flying to not wanting to have flying multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like Angry Joe said on there, like they would have to go back and redesign the maps and the art design to make it flying accessible, because not everything you could do, if people could fly that high, you actually have to redo how the map interacts so you can't fly out of the map, because I'm sure a lot of these places don't even have like a border, like if you could. That's why a lot of these games, if you do any kind of mod and you go up, you just keep going up because you're not supposed to be up that high anyway.
You break the game when you do that. Like you completely. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like that. Again, it is so much of this game that works, right? Because I think everybody has said, like, when it comes to the locomotion, the flying, that's all cool. The overall premise they think can be something good to great, but just the execution and the content isn't there. I think they've been working towards fixing bugs. Like I know there was a bunch of crippling bugs early on when the game launched. Obviously, they're fixing that along the way. But I think one of the things that sort of pissed me off about what I read in the article was that they went into it without even they didn't want to take the lessons learned from Bungie with Destiny. They didn't really want to take.
Actually, what's funny is they you couldn't even talk about Destiny.
They wanted to be.
They wanted no comparison to Destiny.
They wanted the comparison to only be with Diablo 3 and not Destiny. And that doesn't make sense, because if you're making a game in the same vein, look at their missteps and don't make the same mistakes. Same thing with the Division. Why would you not look at the Division and look at the mistakes they made and look at what they've done to rectify those mistakes and make sure you don't come out of the gate making those same mistakes? It's funny, when we talked about this game after they showed it at E3, and there was excitement around what it was. I said, "There's no way." Well, okay, I was excited initially. I have to say, I was excited initially.
Lying from the jump. I knew everything was about that game was a fraud. From
the moment you saw the vertical slice, you knew that it wasn't.
These is lying.
You knew that it wasn't what they claimed it was going to be. But at the same time, I said, okay, you know what? They have hindsight. They've seen everything that they've made the same mistakes.
Common sense with EA and them dudes. And we all know they have never used a shred of common sense.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, there's multiple reasons that made it to where it is now. One,
they publisher.
It wasn't. I don't even want to blame this 100 on EA. Like, I would blame this 60 on BioWare and 40 on EA. I would blame EA because they took some of the stuff that was helping them away from them. Like they had an engineer team that was there at the beginning helping them with the Frostbite engine. They pulled them away to do FIFA.
Exactly.
So that's EA's fault. EA's fault because their mandates of what they wanted and how they wanted the game to present. But you cannot say this isn't BioWare's fault when they took 6 years and didn't develop nothing for 18 months.
I can tell you this, right? If EA wasn't hell-bent on putting that Frostbite crap on everything, so these dudes don't have to pay royalty fees to Epic's engine.
That's huge.
If they would have used the Unreal Engine, the game would have looked better. It wouldn't have had this stupid what's that that motion blur that I cannot stand. Like, I hate it.
See, the EA, like they built this engine because they want all of their stuff to be used with their engine.
The money.
Right.
But the problem is you can't make a game that's brand new with this engine and not expect, like, the engineers should have been there through the whole development.
But that's the thing. Once it seems like once the engine was finished, they don't have a support team there to help you figure stuff out when stuff breaks. It just seems like they throw the engine out into the wild to the teams and let the teams figure it out as they use it, and then they have to make different tools according to what they need for their specific game. That's ridiculous. Like, why would you do
what
that?
I was saying before, why I knew this game was going to be a failure? I told y'all before what it was going to be, why it was going to be a failure. It has nothing to do with none of that stuff that these dudes is unearthing, because I'm pretty sure a lot of games similarly has checkered pass and all this other stuff that goes on with them. What I knew was going to happen to this game was Division 2 was coming out. Destiny was going to be ramping up, fixing all the stuff that was wrong with that. And it was going to get his little mojo going. And during this whole period of time, Pocket games have been dropping that set the bar so high that a game that is mediocre, that is trying to grab its legs and move forward, is no longer viable in this environment. Look at Fallout 76. The games are not going to survive if it comes out. These developers have to understand that now. You cannot put out crap and expect it to catch wings and people to eat it. They're not doing it no more. It's too much to choose from when you're gonna say, I'm gonna choose this crap and I'm gonna stick with this crap. You don't have to. You can just move on to something else and let that thing die. So services like the Epic Store or the Game Pass or something like that, where those games should go and get legs and people start to play it like Warbound. What was that Warframe? When Warframe first came out, it was crap to me. And it got better over a period of time. But that time is not going to be given to Anthem because nobody's willing to invest all that money in a game that after a couple of hours, you had a dead end. There's no content.
Yeah.
Addict. Sorry, the chat just went crazy because Smooth just ended his stream, and I was just trying to answer them. Smooth will be here in a second. Calm down, you guys. Yeah, it's like I said, man. I ain't never been a big fan of this Anthem stuff. I ain't never liked it. I ain't never been around it. I've always been the anti-Anthem. Seeing this has made me believe 100% that Bioware is not what Bioware used to be. You can't sit here and go into that and say stuff like that. It's that, oh, we're not going to compare this to Destiny. But when the game comes out, it has a lot of Destiny-like features. And I don't understand I don't understand how you go that long in development, but you're actually not developing the game until the last 16 months. Like, I can't fathom that. I cannot. Well, remember when they did that, the 2017 thing? That wasn't even in the game. Like, they barely just started production on it. That's the funny thing. They barely just started. And now we're getting into this, the game, and they just laid a bunch of people off. Like, they intentionally, and it's like I said, it's why I blame Bioware. I blame Bioware more than I blame EA, because at the end of the day, EA did some stuff that hurt them, but Bioware is the one that wasted 6 years of development time.
I think you're right. I think you have to look at, they weren't forced to make this game. They wanted to make this game, right? The fact that they kept relying on an outdated method of making games. And again, that's not only them. I'm not saying that they're the only ones but they are definitely to blame. And this is something that's sort of endemic of the entire gaming industry. This crunch stuff, it doesn't make any sense, because as long as you're working on a game, if you do have direction, right? If you do have vision and you know exactly what you're trying to get at, and you know that from a technical standpoint it's feasible, then it could get done. But that's not what happened here. It just seems like everything was up in the air, whether it was story, whether it was tech stuff, whether it was how to build stages, how to build missions. Everything from top to bottom was a train wreck, and they allowed it to stay that way in hopes that at the end, all of it would come together and form a game. And they even said in the article, like, low key, the success of Dragon Age Inquisition messed us up completely, because that game was the prime example of what should not happen during development of a game. And because we got recognition for it, it screwed us over, because that became the expectation at both BioWare and EA. So it's like, it's just one of those things where I can't not make BioWare culpable in this. The culture has to change, and it's not only a BioWare thing. It's just because we're talking about it and we spotlighted it, but this is a culture thing within gaming that I think has to be addressed, because you can't. I don't know jack about developing games, and I know most developers will tell you, "Yo, the game doesn't come together till like the end. Sometimes you don't need it. It happened with The Last of Us." I think that in and of itself is weird. How can you not know going into, you know, the last 2 years of development what you think your game is going to feel like and play like and what it's going to be, and if it's good or not? That's so weird, because it feels so super disjointed. And again, when it starts affecting people's mental health and their sanity, and you know, the fact that they, you know, again, your job is teetering kind of on like a ball as well, because if it doesn't do well, they could shut down your studio just like that. And in BioWare, above all else, they needed to be saved by this game, and I don't think it's done that. And it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, because I just don't. But at the same time, I think I can't blame EA completely for this, because they allowed this culture to continue within their development studio.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I said, I hope this is a huge thing. I hope they realize that they can't keep doing, like, apparently this exact same thing happened where they took very little time to actually develop the game. Happened with Dragon Age Inquisition, and when they did the interview with him, he said he kind of like, he didn't want the game to fail. Obviously, that's what they were working on. But at the end of the day, he was like, "Do we show EA that this works? We don't want that." But they got lucky. Dragon Age was mainly highly received by everyone. So what did EA do? It's like, let's try it again. And it looked like it blew up in their face. Do me a favor, Soft. Send me on Facebook the link to this, because the link won't join for some reason.
The link won't join?
Yeah, send it to me on Facebook. Continue.
Okay, hold on. So,
MJ the boss. What's good, boss?
What's going on, guys? All right. So let's move on from this topic. We've beaten this to death. Although I do want to get Smooth's input on this. But
he'll be here soon. If you want, you can try to send it to. You can call his email.
You see that Pac-Man lamp, right?
His email is this. If you want to try it that way. Yeah, I was told about that. Is it glow?
Yeah, it's going up right now.
You're getting way too hype over this Pac-Man thing, man.
Look at it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
So I put it over. I don't have this. I don't have the Facebook stuff. So
I got it. I got it. I sent his email in there. You can try to call his email too if you want. But It's like I said. These companies need to realize that this stuff doesn't work. You can't sell us a $60 game and then expect everyone to be okay with it when it comes out like Anthem.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's bad for the industry. Like it's showing publishers that they can do whatever they want. And I'm glad, like, as much as PC people get on my nerves, and they get on my nerves, I gotta respect the fact that a lot of them, within reason, because some of them just be crying. But within reason, some of them like, no, we aren't about that. We gonna stand up, and I had to give them that, because console people don't really got that option. Okay, like we got to talk to one person. Like, we ain't calling multiple different launches. Okay, when we call customer services Xbox or PlayStation, like, that's all.
Yeah. I think it's sad, dude. I really do think it's sad. I
don't think it's sad at all. It's just another failure game that's going to get written off, and people got paid. It wasn't like they was doing it for free.
No, they weren't. Everybody got paid.
Fraud stuff. People talking about, I need a mental health day. Toughen up. Eat a cookie. Cut the crap out. Like, if they bothering you, quit. You're not forced to do anything. You know, you got talent. Your talent will show you or get another job someplace else. If somebody's forcing you to do something, quit. You don't like it, quit. Everybody likes to play the victim.
Yeah, we talked about that before. Like people talking about all this, you know, all this toxic work environment stuff, and then but you stay.
It's a lie. It's a fraud. It's a reason to complain. The game is crap. You don't like it, don't buy it. Like I told people ahead of time that I was not buying that game because it was too many red flags going in, and everybody kept trying to bypass the red flag. Kept trying to bypass the red flag. All right, I see y'all. I'm not buying that game. And shout out to L for gifting the game. I'll play the game with him. I'll play the game with everybody that yo, you want to play it? I will play it with the person that purchased the game. I will play it with the team that want to get on and play it. If you're a Patreon subscriber, I will play it with you. I have no problem with doing that. I was just explaining to you guys that it was not going to get my money because I knew for a fact what it was going to turn out to be. And Division was worthy of that bread because it showed the steps leading up to the new Division. And I touched it when I was at FanFest at E3 last year. The game, I said, oh, it really is what they said. Because when I saw the Division, I was like, that ain't it. And then I went and I played it. I was like, oh, that was it. Oh, they didn't lie. So, no, I'm sorry. That game is not worthy of us even keeping. Everybody wants to figure out what went wrong. You know why? Because y'all spend your money and y'all was sitting there hoping and praying. But instead of looking at the red flags on things, you just kept bypassing it. And now you're crying over spilled milk. Don't cry now. You paid your money. Don't cry now. You should have gave it back to Microsoft. Microsoft would have given you your money back if you would have reported that game back in like 2 days after you got it. But you didn't. You're stuck with it now.
So shout out to the chat. I'm trying to figure out who made the comment, and we've talked about this in the past. So how does that reception change if this game is a free to play game, right? Just hypothetically, or if it becomes that at some point, is any of this other stuff acceptable at this point?
Yep.
Completely?
I don't think it is.
I do.
No. Why not? Why not?
I just feel like if a game is promoted and marketed from the start as a free to play, then that makes something. But at the end of the day, it's like if you start something as a AAA title, it's a $60 title, and then you drop the ball. Well, they didn't even really drop the ball. Like they blew up a whole building, and then you do that. It's like, okay, now we have to do this because we didn't meet quota, because the game's not doing well. I feel like at that point, it's like now if people jump on it because it's free to play, then it's just like, okay, you could do this now. It's you've already screwed us all with the $60 purchase, but you know how these people are. What will they do if they make it a free to play? They'll give us some skins, and
Right.
like that is not the way. It's like if a game comes out like this, it just needs to flop. Like it just needs to flop.
Victor, last year they had closed doors to media. All right, now Cognito and a couple other people had a chance to play the game. I was stationed in another area. I did not get a chance to play the game. Now, when I spoke to Cog, off the record, he was like, "It's cool. They're gonna work on some things." And I didn't feel that it was. I didn't feel what he said to me gave me solid ground to purchase this game. So when the pre-orders went up, I said, I'm not going to do it because I saw, like I said, way too many red flags with the game. Now, if they make it free to play now, who cares? Like if you already purchased it, you're already in, right? So who do you think they're going to market this game?
I feel like if that was the case, they would have to refund everyone $60. That's the only way to make that justified. I know it's not happening, but I feel like that's the only way to make a free-to-play justified. It's like you can't charge someone $60 for a price tag, and because your game flopped, let's make it free to play and give like 3 skins to everyone.
We can fix this game, right? And I've been saying it, and I know it sounds like I'm a Game Pass stan, but you take these games that are considered failures in the eyes of the public, but in front of the boardroom, this game actually sold, and it was actually charting. The first month that it came out, it was #1 on the chart.
One of the most successful ones, right, in terms of sales?
Yes. So, and that was all those pre-orders and stuff. And what they want to look at is engagement and longevity of the games, because initial sales, they don't care for that. All right, that's nice to them, but what they want is longevity, and they actually want to see engagement within the game. Because if the first week you play the game and everybody is super anticipating the game and playing the game, but after a week later, then you see a 50% drop off. It's like movie sales. If it's a 50% drop off from the initial week, then you understand that you're on pace for a flop. So you would take this game and you would put it into a situation like Game Pass where you can highlight it to all those people that either didn't purchase it or was on the fence to it, to get the engagement levels up. All right. So that's what they want. They want engagement levels up. And then you can sell them stuff inside the store with guns and skins and colors and all that other stuff that can go along with it through the store. But you have to Trojan horse it to the people so they can get it, they can start playing it, and they can say, well, it's not as bad as they said, and they don't feel the initial pinch of the $60. You understand? Then once you got that pinch for $60 and you're sitting there saying, I can't stand it, I don't feel the content, that's where the frustration comes in.
It's like the Game Pass Ultimate stuff. Like, you hide it so it's not as painful. It's not as painful. And then again, people are more willing to jump in. It's just optics, man. It could all be exactly the same stuff, but the optics just changes it completely. I don't know, man. I disagree with King in that I think it's a sad thing, because I don't think BioWare is ever going to be the same. Ever. I don't know. I don't even know what to think of what the next Dragon Age is.
I didn't think they was the same after they messed up with Andromeda. After I actually played Andromeda, I said, man, this is not the game.
Some people will say from the end of Mass Effect 3, the fact that they even forget about the ending and what they decided to do. You know what? That's their story. That's their agency. They can do whatever they want. Yes. When they went back on it, that was a red flag for me. Yeah. Because I said, wait a minute, how is there so much indecisiveness at the top that this even came up? Like, that wouldn't be a conversation that even comes up in my mind. Like, it is what it is. We were happy with it when it launched. That's it. So
guys, check it out. There's 82 of y'all in here. There's only 45 likes.
Hey, sorry, get in the Google Hangout.
Put thumbs downs or put thumbs up, but get in there and put some thumbs around. Let's thumb it up. Let's go. Let's thumb it.
You're gonna have to call him from an email. It's doing what it does to King.
It kicks him out.
No, it won't even let him join because of that. Like, we have to always send King the
that's true.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to add. I put his email in the chat. You're gonna have to actually go up and push the plus thing and add him through email.
Send it to his email and he'll get it, and then he can just come through. Because I definitely want to get at him on that whole
I sent it from my email, so
yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you for all those dislikes. I really appreciate it. I'm not gonna lie, this is the most dislikes that we ever had. Obviously, y'all miss Incognito. Get on those dislikes, baby. Get him back in here, baby. I'd rather you do something than do nothing. All right, understand? Action is the word. And Pac-Man.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic, and then when Smooth gets in here, we'll retroactively ask him about everything that we've talked about to now. But let's go get into this Halo Infinite and Gears 5. I was a little bit confused by your topic, Addict. I wanted to know what kind of angle you were approaching it from. Like, well, let's talk Halo Infinite and Gears.
Look, what I want to really bring up is it's looking like that, you know, they I don't know necessarily with Halo, but I do know that it was rumored that they're spending a lot of money on Halo. It was rumored to be like around what Destiny 1 spent for the whole 10-year life cycle. Well, not 10 years, but you know, that game with marketing and everything. And Gears, apparently, they're taking a huge risk on Gears. He said that they're not holding back because they did on Gears 4. So, you know, it's looking like Microsoft might be giving a lot more of a say to its studios and the leads of their studios. Do you guys think that if Gears comes out and it's revolutionized, that the story's good, the multiplayer's good, and Halo comes out, do you think that would give a lot more clout back to Microsoft? Because I honestly and truly think, I don't know about Gears because I think Gears low-key sucks, but Halo.
I'm about to go with you on that. I mean, they've been doing the same hide behind cover, the same. I don't know, man. When they retconned it and they said they hyper extended the graphics, it was still a cartoony to me. I thought they should go in another direction with it. I thought they was gonna do that with the last Gears. It's the same Gears to me.
But I honestly do truly think that a good concept when it comes to the multiplayer of Halo and the single player of Halo, and if they get both of these on the right way that they need to, I think that alone could give the Xbox a lot more clout. Because I mean, think about what Halo 1 did and Halo 2. It's just been here recently that Halo hasn't had that clout, like the last 6 years.
Remember, you're not gonna like this Halo. I told you what it was gonna be. You're not gonna like this Halo.
Well, we'll have to see. The game has to actually come out.
Listen, listen, bro. I'm telling you ahead of time. It ain't what you want it to be. It's going to be what it has to be, what the industry has turned into. So that 500 million is not going to be no linear type of game. That 500 million is for the expansiveness of the game. They want you to delve into this universe. They want you to become your own Master Chief. They want you to be in that driver's seat, to be the hero of your own story. So when that stuff really takes flight and you're able to pluck down and really dig into this world, it's going to be a different beast. Now, that one I have hope for. That one I believe will put Microsoft back on the map. I honestly believe that Halo Infinite is going to stamp them back to excellence. I don't feel that Gears is going to do anything close to anything like that. It's just going to be another regurgitated type.
I mean, I agree with you guys that the last couple of titles from both of them have felt kind of a little bit stagnated. I know that the coalition with like Gears 4 was solid, but it was safe, right? They didn't. It's almost like they felt like, no, we need to make sure we show them that we can make a Gears game, and then with 5, we're gonna take it in our own direction.
And did you see any new direction inside that trailer?
What I did see is something that I like from original Gears is that if I like this, the original Gears felt more suspenseful. It felt almost horror game like in some instances, and I like that I saw that. But beyond that, to be honest, like, yeah, it felt like more of the same. It felt like it moved a little bit faster. I know it seemed like she had some different weapons that sort of made the movement feel a little quicker and not as lumbering. Because these guys, when you do that roadie run, it's the same animation all the time, and it feels heavy in a way that I know a Gears game is kind of supposed to feel. But at the same time, I don't think I do think they need to make some changes to that. I'm not a big fan of just hiding out behind cover, popping out, shooting, and doing, and then move on to the next thing. I like the fact that a game could allow you to move from cover to cover more quickly. Like if you look at the Division, prime example, the Division, the enemies are so aggressive that they're flanking you all the time, much more than in the Gears game. So
I just have to say something real quick. I apologize, everyone in the chat. I don't think we're going to be able to get Kid on here.
It's not working?
So something specific has to be done. I don't think Solver knows how to do it. So I definitely apologize for that. You actually have to call him on Google, like the top left. They'll let you call just by email and not sending an email out. And that's what you have to do because I don't know what's going on. I've never had issues.
Yeah, it's just not. And this is not a contingency that I was prepared for. So
I did everybody.
Learning on the fly, guys. You gotta let him
real. My bad. So sorry, Smooth. I don't know why the links aren't working.
You have to like the little plus button up there. You could click it and it'll let you send it by email.
I did that,
and nothing happened.
Nada.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I did that as well. I did it direct, and I did it through the plus button, and it's not doing anything.
Well, Google Hangouts is Google Hangouts.
All right. So beyond that, like, all right, let's go back to Halo Infinite, right? Because I know you guys had a discussion about this a couple of weeks back when I wasn't on the show. Right. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know Attic had concerns that he felt like, look, I'm not playing this game if it's a game as a service and it's not story based and it's not a chief story. I'll be honest with you guys. I think they're building. If this is true about this game, it has a $500 million budget, and that's not including, advertising stuff. I'm gonna be honest. I think they're building a true MMO. Like, I mean MMO in the sense the way the game is structured. It's still gonna be a shooter. It's gonna be a straight up shooter. It's gonna be story based. But I think they're building the Halo universe. I think that's what Infinite means. I think they are literally building the Halo universe as the base structure of Halo games for the next probably decade to come. I think it's all going to be story based, much like you have with an MMO, and you have, you have expansion packs that come out every, 6 months, year, whatever. But and that stuff is going to be very story based. But I really do think they are trying to build a straight up Halo universe in the game world and give you everything that they've given you in side stories, the little side TV stuff that they've done in the past, the novels. I think they really want to give you that entire universe. So I think that's what honestly, that's what I think it is. I think it would be a mistake to be a straight up game as a service. I think it would be a mistake to try to mimic Destiny or any of these other looter shooters. I don't think it's that.
Is that? I don't think it's not as it's more ambitious than that. Is what Destiny promised. Like going into the next consoles, right? We know the next consoles is going to show you more power when it comes to graphical fidelity. Is going to show you more power when it comes to CPU. Remember, the architecture of these consoles was limited by the base consoles. So the X consoles that we have now, the Pro consoles that we have now, are a little bit more robust when it comes to these calculations. So going forth into the future, you're gonna want to use. You see, like No Man's Sky, right?
Right.
You take a premise of No Man's Sky, and then you take Destiny, and you merge that into that, and that turns into Halo Infinite. You understand? You get the looter aspect, you get the lore of the story, and all that story that Destiny has. You have all that in there. You have all those missions. You have all that stuff. But then you have the expansive world. Because when you look at Destiny, Destiny is very limited.
And that's what I don't like about it. The fact that Destiny, as much as they try to make it seem like it is a whole world, it's not, because everything is sectioned off, right?
Yeah,
everything
like
it's right. Everything is zoned off. It doesn't feel like one cohesive world. So that's what I think they're trying to do with Infinite, is to create literally a cohesive world.
Yeah, a No Man's Sky, but a real No Man's Sky, a No Man's Sky where you actually meet people.
If you ever compare Halo to No Man's Sky again,
what you're not,
but they're still going to focus on the story stuff. I think the story is not going anywhere.
I think when you land on a planet, you're gonna go and you're gonna find a story that's in that planet. It's gonna be like that RPG first person looter shooter mashup, but with a whole. See, No Man's Sky was a really good, ambitious premise. The execution of it was wrong. Now, if you go back to that same game now, it's a little bit closer to what they initially wanted you to get. But when you start breaking it down, like you don't really meet people, the level of interaction with other players is what it's lacking. Now, if you're able to actually go into the world and connect with people and go on missions and do things with a story layer built on top, then you can actually have a very good, viable game that will keep you playing for years to come. That's what they're trying to get you into.
I believe at its core, I think some of those things are correct. I really do. I think, people made it known, like once, with Halo 5, all the lock stuff and the fact that the story wasn't what people thought it was going to be, I think pissed people off a lot. I think whatever they do, I think narrative is paramount. And I think first out of the gate is a chief narrative, whatever it is. But I do think they're trying to craft a humongous world.
I think they kill him.
You think they kill him? I think
kill him.
Why do you think they kill him? Addict is not feeling you right now, dude.
They kill him. Pure shock value. Pure shock value. They kill him. They blow his brains out. They kill him. They kill him. And you must find pieces. You must become the new chief. Your character must step into these massive shoes. You must become the new chief. They kill him.
They ain't doing that shit.
Kill him.
What happens if they do the Addict?
They're not doing that.
They kill Luigi. Kill him.
Luigi's not dead.
Ghost Luigi's out here boogieing.
Luigi's boogieing. I think I could see them killing Chief at some point in the future, but I don't think they replace him with, we're Chief now, right? I don't think.
That helmet ain't Chief's helmet. Those legs ain't Chief's legs.
Well, they specifically they specifically said that the engine was going to be more streamlined, and for whatever reason, all the crazy like textures and detail they put in from Halo 2 onward, especially like Halo 4 and 5. Like the suit looks crazy. I think they wanted to go back to a more simplified look. Whatever, again, I guess we'll see what Slipspace looks like finally at E3. But I'm telling you guys, whatever this game is, I really do think that it's going to be a huge departure, at least from structure-wise, that we're used to. I don't know how people are going to take to it. I want something new. I love, I love the Bungie Halo stories, right? And then, granted, they're not Citizen Kane, right? We're not talking about these are not the greatest stories ever told. But what they do know how to do is give you a good summer blockbuster, right? And I think what 343 hasn't been able to do is give you that necessarily, right? I think they're better at the smaller storytelling. I like the Cortana story. I love that. They got to be able to do both of those things, man.
They got to be able to separate themselves from the past.
Yeah, and pave their own way. And I think the same is true for Gears. I think
murder is necessary.
Yeah. Murder is necessary. So back to Gears, you think they killed Marcus Phoenix too?
He was in the bushes anyway. His old mind creeped out the corner. Was like, "No, son, let me tell you, kill him too." Like, why is he still here? Like, listen, to separate and to go forward. Y'all not Nintendo. Mario's not gonna live. I mean, Mario's gonna live with Nintendo for billions of years. You're gonna still be getting Mario Galaxy, and you gonna die, but Mario's still gonna be alive. Kill off the Master Chief, and they're
not gonna do that. They'll win the whole franchise before they do that.
No, they won't. I'm telling you, you're not gonna lose any steam because you know what? That's gonna open up.
Hold on, no. Chat, do you guys think that Halo could survive without Master Chief? Keep in mind, they got destroyed because they didn't have Master Chief being played enough in Halo 5. This dude wants them to kill him.
I think that you get a different reaction if people like Locke more. If Locke was more likable.
I honestly, you know why that went how it went? Because they hemmed in hard. They didn't take a solid step in either direction. They tried to play it down the middle. They tried to show you, okay, we're going to give you a little bit of this. And they didn't, because they made it seem like your decision was going to be an outcome, right? That you was going to pick, right? Your decision, there wasn't no decision.
I think we got a couple of yays and a couple of nays. And I think that's pretty much how the fan base is kind of divided, I think. Like, honestly, you kill Chief, you could bring him back, right? They do that. They do that stuff all the time. They'll bring him back. They'll whatever, a prequel story, whatever the hell it may be.
And you gotta find you gotta resurrect them like Osiris. You gotta go throughout the galaxy to bring him back.
Now I think it would be super ballsy to do that right now, considering that people's primary beef with 5 was the fact that you don't have enough Chief. So yeah, I think that would be nuts to do it now. I think the first story coming out of whatever Infinite is needs to be a Chief story. No question. Whether he dies in that story, listen, man.
You gotta kill him like K, baby.
I like being surprised, man. I don't really care. Like I don't have that attachment to characters like that. I don't. I want the franchise to progress, and Halo's lore. And Attic, you know this, man. The lore around that universe is deep. There's a lot of stories they can tell, smaller stories. And then again, shout out to Super G. He talking about Reach and ODST. I think those games sort of deviated a lot from what was considered like the Halo formula in a way that made it, I thought, very interesting. I liked being able to sort of not be Chief, and especially with ODST, be in a position where you were not nearly as powerful as Chief, and it even affected the way you played the game.
He said they killed Katana, and she's back crazy in it.
Yeah, exactly. Like they kind of did kill her, and she's like, and now she's on some other stuff. So, man, they can't be fearful of blowing up these characters and starting fresh. I know King
kill the whole franchise.
No, not at all.
You guys don't even like Halo.
I love Halo, but I want it. It can't be you can't stagnate it. If it's stagnated, we're gonna be having the same discussion years from now. saying the same thing.
You
Like, why did he
trying
do
to kill Halo? Kill Master Chief. What kind of nonsense is that?
Finish him, fatality, says Victor Allister.
I don't want no. I want a decisive movement, and you know, Microsoft has shown right.
You want to turn everything into Destiny?
No, I don't. I don't care for that. I don't care for what
I definitely don't care for that.
What is going to happen? I'm telling you, and I've been telling you that as a company, if I'm looking at it from a boardroom, from a business standpoint, and I want to generate wealth, not bucks, wealth. It lies in the streaming. It lies in giving them a world that is constantly evolving and interacting, and story can be thrown in. And you went to a planet and you found some story lore there that, yo, you gotta come here. And when you start to get the engagement levels up, all right, you start seeing test patterns of it, like in Sea of Thieves and stuff like that, right? And everybody was laughing at Sea of Thieves, but the engagement levels was ridiculous. It's still like one of those top tier Xbox games in Game Pass that the engagement levels is high. So the level of content that you will get in a larger world, they can actually offload stuff to that X Cloud and stuff like that. They're gonna make such a robust game that you're gonna constantly keep going back to it. They can't do the same old and expect different results. That's insanity.
And that's why I know that the chat jumped on me a little bit when I said MMO, right? But I mean MMO certain sensibilities, not an MMO in the way it plays. It's still gonna play.
So you're talking about Destiny?
No, because Destiny is not a real MMO. It's not. It's not.
You just said you didn't want it to be a real MMO. Just
no.
MMO.
I want like real, like an RPG MMO sensibility where you created a world online, right? And you continue to expand on the lore of that world by adding new zones, adding expansions, adding more character classes, things like that, where you actually expand the world of Halo. That's what I want to see. You guys remember a game that never came out that a lot of people were super excited about when they first started talking about the 360? You guys remember Huxley? That first person shooter MMO. It was supposed to be that. It was supposed to be a persistent world where it had its own lore, it had its own story. The player characters had agency in that world, in addition to NPCs actually having real stuff to do in the world. The world felt alive in a way that I don't think Destiny feels. I don't think Anthem feels that way. I don't think Division feels that way. I think all of those games, because of the fact that they are looter shooters, I think they feel more like it's zoned off. Everything is zoned off, and it doesn't. That's why I think I've called it like a diorama in the past. I don't think it doesn't feel like it's real.
I feel what you're talking about. Like when I thought Destiny was going to be a whole expansive world like World of Warcraft, right? I thought it would be a planet you go into and or you can reach throughout the galaxy, but it's not like that. You know, you like the cutscenes, you have to fly to the planet. And I'm gonna keep referencing No Man's Sky because I want you to understand where games should be going. Games and the developers for No Man's Sky, I know he was super ambitious and I know he made a lot of promises, but he believed in his product. And his product on premise is where we should be going. There shouldn't be a limit. Like you should be able to fly your ship from one place to the next. If you want to go through the galaxy, it shouldn't be a cutscene to get you to planet X. You should be able to fly to planet X.
Exactly. So that's the No Man's Sky comparison, right? You want it to be something just it's seamless.
Yes, it's supposed to be a living, breathing world. They showed you animals, right? They showed you living animals. And I don't think that was a false narrative. I think they actually wanted you to understand that these worlds that you're going to go to, this story that you're going to go to is going to be alive. It's going to be more robust. You saw when they say infinite, they don't want you to limit your scope when it comes to said title. They want you to understand that it's infinite in the possibilities that will be presented to you. So the word is a play on words, is a double entendre when it comes to it. And you're going to see how it's going to go. I know it's going to be a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. But once you start to understand that this is necessary, you want the regular stuff. Borderlands 3. How many people complain that they didn't see anything different in Borderlands 3 from Borderlands 2 and was pissed off? So if they give you another Halo the same way they gave you the last Halo, you're going to be pissed off. People want different. They're afraid of change, but when it's good and it's done right, they accept it.
Yeah. I'd be okay with any sort of big change, honestly, if it's done right. And again, I think for me, story, like I want Halo to have that story. I want people to experience the rest of that lore. There was so much cool stuff in those novels around Halo that I wish were just part of a game, that you can go to these locations in the game and see these characters. Right. Again, it's a big undertaking, but I think if you really want to bring Halo back in a way that's 343's own, and not sort of piggybacking off the Bungie formula, I think that's what you have to do. I really do.
Sovereign, let me ask you a question. When you just use those words, it's a big undertaking. Is it $500 million worth of undertaking?
Maybe so. That's a lot of bread, baby.
Exactly. How do you get to see? This is what I'm talking about. You know, some games when it's like 20 million, you're like, oh my God, right? But when you in the boardroom and you have to release these funds, you're trying to get these funds, you can't go in there with the same old. So you gotta already start be thinking out the box when it comes to this. So don't, if you're looking for that same old, I'm telling you, you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, I think so. I really do think so. I don't think they've gone to all this trouble and not show the game early on and been working so hard on this brand new engine for it to just look prettier. I don't think that's it. I really don't. Same with Gears. I think Gears is going to show more. I don't know. I don't think to the level of Halo, but I definitely do think it seems to feel a little bit different from what I've seen so far, and I'm hoping for more of a departure.
I don't have faith in that title at all.
Really? Wow.
No, you know why? Because I think it's going to be the same thing I did. I really didn't pay attention to the story. I just got from point A to point B, get to the end.
HDR was good, right? It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice when they had the thunder and the lightning, and it was good. It looked nice on my television, and I was showing the HDR to people. That's about it. But I don't see them. Gears needs something, and I don't know what it may need, right? But I know you can't apply that formula that they want to put with Halo Infinite to it. I know you can't do that to that game.
Yeah.
But I don't know what direction you take it to change it to make it fresh.
I think the same goes with Gears, though. I think these guys have taken a long time to create a world around the Gears franchise that can be explored further. I mean, they've done it somewhat with the RTS that's coming. I'm sure they're going to explore story in a different way in the RTS. And I think the characters and just everything that's going on in that world warrants being able to create something around it that's deeper than just a dude bro shooter. I think it's just a matter of them being willing to do that. So I mean, I hope so. Addict, this is your topic. You want to put a cherry on top of this?
You guys are idiots.
This is what you've been waiting to say. You've been so quiet. We're just idiots.
Because he doesn't want my reality, the reality of the Halo to be the truth. He wants to be disillusioned with it, and that's fine. But when it comes out, just like I told y'all before with that Anthem, that didn't believe me, I'm telling you now.
You be acting like I didn't say the Anthem thing either. Actually, technically, I stood by my moral grounds and I didn't pick up Anthem. I didn't play Anthem.
You got gifted Anthem. That's not otherwise he didn't even play it.
Oh yeah, I could have got gifted Anthem and I chose not to play and stuff, man.
Problem.
Like, it's nice to know you sell out for $60.
But it was in a sellout. First of all, I told everybody I'm not buying the game. I stuck to my word. I also said if somebody wants me to play that game with them, and my best bro was playing the game, I was like, so that's nice. My best bro Chris was playing.
Do you guys even keep up with the Halo community? Like, do you even have Halo channel subscribed on YouTube? Do you even follow the Halo community?
For me, why do I gotta be what you?
Because I'm telling you right now, if they go the direction you're going and they kill Master Chief, that franchise will die.
You think so?
It's not a think so. The whole community is behind that.
You know, I hear you, but I don't quite believe you. In that you're not going to play that game regardless of what game it is. You're going to play it.
I'm telling you,
You're going to play it.
I'm telling you, 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 I'm telling
No. If they kill Master Chief, what's the point of playing Halo? Like, are they gonna give me some random person to play?
What's the color?
That's the reason that they did these spinoffs, that they're a one and done thing. Because the majority of these spinoffs, everyone dies for a reason. Because it's always gonna go back to Master Chief.
Addict, what's the color of Chief?
Oh my God, we're gonna go there again.
No, I want you to. No, I'm talking about the color of his suit. What's the color of his suit?
It's green.
It's green. Why is red and blue so popular? Why is that whole narrative that they came out with so popular? It's you're making it an attachment to a character.
I just don't agree with you guys. I just don't agree. It doesn't matter though. If people thought of him the way they wouldn't have got the backlash for not using him in Halo 5.
The multiplayer is what pushed Halo. Once you finish that multiplayer is what had us.
People wouldn't. No, but your point is, look, I think people attach themselves to Master Chief more than you guys think. They literally got destroyed in reviews because you only played as Master Chief for like 30% of the story. They got demolished for it.
They got destroyed.
All right. So what was the reaction to? What was the reaction to? And remind me, because I'm not remembering.
Arbiter, same thing. People
it wasn't like that bad. It wasn't locked
like that either. Well, that's because Arbiter was an actual functioning member, and they brought him from the first one so people could, they could understand that. And plus, let's not act like Arbiter wasn't in a decent storyline talking from the Covenant's perspective of the war. That's the reason some people let that go. You bring some random ass Spartan from Galaxy 6, it's not going to do the same thing.
I don't want a random Spartan from Galaxy 6, but when you start to understand that you have to become Chief, you got to stop looking up.
You can't become Chief.
Your Spartan will be the new Spartan. You got to make and forge your own role.
What I agree with an addict in that regard is that they've already given Chief a voice. If you tell me they'd never given Chief a voice and he was just an avatar and you imagining yourself in his suit, that's fine. But they gave Chief a voice already. So it's hard.
They gave him a voice. They gave him a personality. They've done all of that. Like if this was before Halo 4, I would agree. But this isn't before Halo 4. This isn't before they put an emotional attachment to Cortana. This isn't before they've had intimate moments to make Master Chief more of a humanized character. This is after all of that. So you mean to tell me they're going to go through all this trouble and then they're going to kill him? It makes no sense.
Blow his brains out.
Then who's going to kill him? Hold up. You are Bonnie Ross right now.
His love for Cortana is going to cost him his life.
You are. See that would make more sense. Yes. That would be a little bit. But right now, you are 343. How you kill off Chief?
How do I kill him off?
How you kill off Chief?
That's the only way.
So epic. It's going to be so epic. It's going to be.
How you kill him? Like who kills Chief?
The sacrifice has to be so. No, it has to be in self-sacrifice, and it has to be. Like I said, love for Cortana. I don't think anything else works. It has to be the hugest sacrifice possible that he could make to
only way they would.
Or whatever.
There's a couple ways that they would kill Chief if they did.
Tell me, how would you kill him?
I would kill. There's only when it comes to characters, there's only one other character in the whole franchise that would have enough clout to even kill Chief, and that's Atriox. No, not Atriox. That's Arbiter. Arbiter's the only person they would ever let kill.
All right, so then let me ask you a question. How would you kill Chief?
I would kill. That's a hard thing. Like, look, you could go the direction to where first off, they've already went around where Chief was going to be that villain from Halo 5 that they completely false advertised. The only way that you could do it is some kind of scenario happened to where the only way that they could stop Cortana was Chief doing something that took out him and Cortana. So but I don't see him do. I don't see him doing.
Put her back inside his head, and then she takes over Chief, and they have to kill Chief.
They're never going to do that. They're never going to do that. So someone has to kill Chief. Who kills Chief?
But you know what's funny, Addict? This is what I'm trying to say.
Who kills Chief? Is it going to be Locke?
See,
I think it has to be a self-sacrifice. That's the only way it works.
Listen, okay, we got to stop this part, all right? Because
who kills Chief?
What you're trying to do is you're trying to have a direct correlation from the last Halo to this next one. They're not going to have any direct correlation from that last Halo to this one.
You think they said it's a
No,
sequel?
they've already said it's a sequel. You're talking
sequel.
straight up your
Yo,
ass. You don't
listen,
even know what's going on.
I'm telling
Well,
you.
look at Mr. I keep up with Halo. Don't even know it's a sequel.
No, listen, I don't think to have it move in the manner that it's supposed to move in, that man gonna die. He fitting to go. You're gonna see a funeral.
You want to want to bend the knee on this?
Yeah, I can get your knees back. I'm
okay. No, hold on. I bend the knee right now. Halo 6.
They're gonna kill him.
Halo Infinite. He doesn't die.
He dies.
I'm gonna say right now he doesn't die.
He dies.
Not even close.
He dies. I go for knees. I go.
Okay. So what are the parameters? So by the end of Halo 6, by the end of Halo Infinite, Halo 6, he will not be dead. That's your standpoint. He will be dead. That's your standpoint.
He's dead.
And by the end of mine, he will be dead. That's my he won't be dead. That's my standpoint.
Okay.
All right, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. So what are the wagers here? What are the wagers here?
Knees.
It's just knees, right? It's just knees. Are we going beyond that? Hold up. Because I think Addict seems very, very.
No, I'm 100% confident. This is the list wars. I'm about to catch the hell out this time.
Listen. That's your business. You're always looking for something. You're always looking for something. I just want your knees. And that's all.
No, it's not good enough. Like I will bet you a game. I will bet you a game.
And you can take your game and throw it in the bushes. I'm betting you your knees.
Okay, I'll bet you a game. You bet me a game. You can bet my knees. I don't care because I know I'm gonna get a game.
I'm betting you a game. I'm betting you.
So you're so confident you won't bet up a game.
You know what's funny? I'm not one of those egotistical dudes that you think you can play that with. It don't work.
Look at that, man. Look at this dude. He came at me hardcore, acting like he knows. Look, no, hold on. Let me talk. Sovereign, someone that comes out there and uses words that this is how it's going to happen. You don't accept it, but won't put up a game is someone that is frauding like crazy. That's why I need a green fraud alert. I need to fraud you when you won't do stuff.
You know how he feels about that. He's not giving you a free game. That's not happening.
Because he knows for a fact that I'm about to win that. He knows for a fact that I'm about to win that.
Give me your knees.
There is, I would say, if I would put a percentage on him dying in this game, it would be like 5%.
Good, and I say 100%, and I want your knees.
I'm not doing it unless you put up a game because I'm getting something out of it.
So listen, check it out. This is what's gonna happen, right? You're not getting a bet here, then obviously.
It's because you ain't sure. That's the only reason you ain't doing it.
You're not getting a bet here.
You can go ahead and backtrack back into that KVOs with that fraud light.
Listen, when he dies, I'm just gonna look at you and laugh.
He's not gonna die.
I'm gonna
That's
say
the point.
I got virtual needs. Pause. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all.
Man. It's cool. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't really believe what you're saying. You don't have to explain yourself. No one's asking you to.
Bang, bang.
No one's asking you to explain yourself. You're not sure about it yourself. Then let's continue moving on.
Bang, bang, that awful sound.
I mean, you can keep repeating that lame ass line. It's not going to change the matter that you're not sure of what you're saying.
So the gauntlet has been thrown. We'll see, because obviously they're on opposite ends of the spectrum here on what they believe. He
knows I'm going to win. That's what it is.
Sheep gonna die.
He knows I'm going to win. See, King, when he was confident. When King was confident about the Spider-Man, he didn't care. He's like, let's do it, because he was confident. He knew he was going to win that. But when I'm confident, because he's not confident. He's about 50-50 right now. He just won't come out and say it. Because if he was 100% confident, he would have just did that. No questions.
Addict, let me ask you a question, right? Did I bet you a game on Spider-Man?
Yeah.
What I did? What game I got?
No, you bet my knees and I bet a game.
Okay.
That's how it went last time. You won't do that this time. So what's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference between this bet and last bet? Because you are less confident than you were that last bet.
I think everybody's torn on this. Shizno says I think they could kill him, but not 100%. What does that mean, Shizno?
Yo,
he's not dying. His
mind is going to be somewhere. They're going to implant his brain into somebody else.
Some places you got to go through the galaxy to get his node back.
No, they don't want to let it go. I feel that though. I feel the fact that people don't want to let him go though. Like
it's gonna hurt even more when he's dead.
I mean, he's so dead you don't have confidence in that. So.
all right. So let's wrap this one up and move on to. We have two more little topics, quick takes on stuff that either the Lords weren't around to sort of address when we were at PAX East, or stuff that just happened in the past couple of days. So real quick, I want to talk about this rumor that Red Dead Redemption 2 could possibly be announced for PC in the coming weeks, and that it could possibly be announced as a Epic Store exclusive. I know Attic has a lot to say about this. He wants the world to burn. So
I do.
Let's go with Attic first.
I don't really want the world to burn. I just want Twitter to burn.
Yeah, that's true. I like people melting down. That's just fun to watch sometimes.
Like, see, the reason I want this to be true with this Epic and Red Dead, that's what we're talking about, right?
Right.
I want this to be true because I want to see these people that have been hot because like it's like I've always said, it's easy to boycott something you don't care about. You don't care about Metro, it's easy to say you ain't gonna buy Metro. You don't care about Borderlands, easy to say you're not gonna buy Borderlands. But it's harder to boycott something you want to play. So when they drop that Red Dead on the Epic Store, then PC people are going, that Pikachu meme? That's exactly what all of them gonna look like. Because they're gonna be like, well, they're gonna be asking for features on Epic, like hide that you online, because they want no one seeing they playing Red Dead.
It's gonna be interesting, dude. I know I say interesting a lot, but wow, I just want to see.
I just want to see the reaction.
I don't care where it's going. I'm gonna get it wherever, because I just want to see. I just want to blow out my PC and see what it looks like. But dude, if this is the case, and you got to remember, Borderlands has already been confirmed by 2K. Let me
address something real quick.
Please do.
I don't understand where these PC people are coming. Well, we'll just pirate it. So, because you can't get something because you refuse to buy it at a store that's available to you, that's free to you. You're going to steal it. That have never made sense to me. And then people wonder why these PC ports get poorly optimized games, because the mindset and the thought process behind these people. Like, if you don't want to play it, stand by your ground. Don't play it. Don't buy it. Don't give them money. But don't pirate it because you don't want to pay for it. That's what this is.
Shout out to the chat. Like they to Novad, he said PC's having a console war scenario. I know Cog mentioned this a couple of weeks back, and they're getting a taste of that medicine that we've been swallowing for years, man.
Who cares about Red Boring 2?
All right, here we go.
It is boring. It is.
How did this just turn on me in a matter of not even a second? Not even a second.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, who really cares about Red Boring 2? Like, who really cares about skinning?
It is. I would even call it it's a riding your horse simulator.
You're not playing it right.
What do you mean? Hold on. I gotta put it in cinematic mode.
You're not playing it right.
Don't you love that? Don't you love that, King? When people are like, "You're not playing it right," then I'm like, "What am I doing wrong?"
I'm actually trying.
At the drop of a hat, it turned on me. How did this happen?
Addict, my bad for trying to play it like a game.
Yeah, I got to put it on cinematic mode and enjoy the view.
Did you guys have the attention span of a flea?
That's right. That's right. And I'm sorry.
I don't understand why.
I'm not captivated by feces of horses. I'm not captivated. The entertainment
button does not have to be pressed to 100 all the time. Why can't you just chill? Just chill.
I brought the
chill and enjoy the surroundings.
Exactly. That's what it's there for.
It's a nice product.
Why did they slave drive 500 some odd people to make that game so you can see the trees, so you can see the horse testicles? They want to see that.
I think
the wind is blowing. The hell.
I'm sorry, but I low key think that you're drinking that Red Dead Kool-Aid, man. You've always been drinking that Red Dead Kool-Aid.
I don't deny it. I don't deny it. Not even at all.
Nobody cares for Red Boring 2. And I'm glad that they broke. They thought they was gonna milk it. They thought they was gonna do the Grand Theft Auto. They thought they was gonna do the online. Yo, we gonna have all this.
I bet you that
it's in the bushes.
about 3 or 4 weeks after the online came out, they was in that board meeting. Okay, what can we do on GTA?
That's right. Everybody went back to GTA. They threw that horse crap in the garbage.
What content have we not done?
All right. So your feelings on the actual game notwithstanding, King, how do you feel about the Epic Games?
I don't care if it goes to the Epic Store. It's boring. Nobody gonna buy it anyway. Who cares? Boring.
All right, let me comment then. I say what Addy says. I want to see the world burn, and for whatever reason, people are not feeling that Epic Games. So I'm not even gonna. I frauded myself too, because a couple weeks back I said they had whatchamacallit, what the hell, Watch Dogs 2 for like $7. So I got it on there, right? And then I check to see if the game comes up in my Uplay store. So as soon as I bought it, the game comes up in my Uplay store. I said, Epic in the bushes. I closed that down and I downloaded the game through Uplay, which again, not much of, it's not Steam level, but it's been around longer. It's a little more fleshed out than the Epic Game Store. So I frauded and I got it through Uplay. So whatever. I don't really care about if this is the only place this game is going to be.
You buying this crap twice?
Of course. Come on now.
You couldn't put a gun to my head to make me go back. If I can send this game back to the bushes,
like that. Yeah,
I would throw it so far into the bushes. This boring horse simulator.
So what do you guys feel about the fact that these guys are willing to drop the entire bag to get these exclusives, right? Because we already know Borderlands 3 is a 6-month exclusive, and Take-Two was willing to do that with a Borderlands game that has Borderlands is people have been waiting for this game forever, and they're willing to do that obviously because Epic just opened up the checkbook. So do you think Epic opens up the checkbook like for permanent exclusivity with a game like Red Dead?
They can't.
Why not?
They wouldn't do it. It doesn't make viable sense. I mean, I will give you it for 6 months. You can give me the bag, and it's gonna go over there and make some money over there. But as from a business standpoint, it doesn't make any sense. Financially, whoever's in the boardroom that makes the decision to hell yeah to do that, he needs to be fired ASAP.
For a game, I tell you, for a game like Red Dead, like, again, your opinions notwithstanding, I know plenty of people not pick it up on consoles because they're waiting for hopefully a PC version because they never got a PC version of the original one. So I know a lot of people are just waiting for a PC version to be announced.
I hope it never comes out. I hope it never comes out and they wait for the first one. I hope they release the first one on PC and laugh at them.
I want it to come out and only be Epic Store. That's the only scenario I want this to be.
You know, but I really do. Like, you know what? To be honest with you, Sovereign, I wish that scenario would be true and they would release that game only in the Epic Store. I want everything to be released in the Epic Store. I want Steam to burn. I want it to burn and go under.
It's like anything. Like
get under Microsoft foot.
They need to beat you. That's what he wants. He secretly wants that so that Phil comes in with the arm.
That's right.
Hey, baby, what's going on?
Hey, big head. Hey, big head. That's Phil. That's Phil's whole line. Hey, big head. What's up? I heard you got problems. You need a shiny new car? Hey, come on. I got you, baby. Get in this Game Pass. For
real. Okay, sure. So that's our take on that. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is something that I think we were at PAX East when it really hit sort of a fever pitch. Everybody was sort of knee deep in Sekiro. And there was not King, but
Sekiro.
But articles started coming out, and these happen around Souls game all the time. But I think for Sekiro, because of the fact that people started noticing that this game was harder in a lot of ways than a regular Souls game or even Bloodborne, that articles started coming out about, man, this game needs an easy mode. Like they're not respecting their player base by not including the option to give you an easy mode, right? And shout out to Smooth and for everything he's been doing trying to win that $1,000 challenge. I know it has not been easy, so shout out to him. And playing a game that he's not used to sort of playing, that's not really his lane, and just getting down and grinding. So I feel a certain way about this. I'm gonna let Addict go at it first because I know Addict is a difficult game conqueror. So I want to know what you feel about this. Do these games need some sort of easy mode, or you just got to get good?
Look, at the end of the day, like, as long as it was made like the raids in Destiny, where it was made for the hard mode, and then they just put something in there for people who are dumb and can't comprehend simple movements, then cool, I don't care. Like, I really don't. Like, if they wanted to put an easy mode in the game, as long as it didn't mess with the core experience of the actual original mode that was designed, I don't care. Like, if they built Sekiro's Die Twice, and then they're like, okay, let's what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put in a couple more gameplay mechanics and make an easy mode for it. As long as it was designed after the core game was originally designed, and there was no exceptions and it had to do that, I would be okay with that. But that's the only way I'm okay with it, as long as the core gameplay mechanics are not messed up.
Shout out to that PC dude that was playing it and he cheated. Shout out to
So the PC modders have made like a a sort of
God mode.
a
Shout
sort
out
of
to God
not even
mode.
God mode. This is
Where
what
you
they
could
did.
slow
They
down the NPCs and you
they
could speed
slow it
yourself
down.
up.
You can speed yourself up and you can slow down
Yo.
the enemy so that you can. And that's the easy mode.
Y'all need to release that inside the console edition, and I'm gonna buy the game. I'm gonna buy the game and I'm gonna play it. Why? Because I'm not the difficult game conqueror, and I don't care to be. I'm not playing Cuphead until I get an easy mode. I'm done.
See, I feel what Addict is saying about the fact that after the fact, right, you can add something to it to make it more accessible to more people. The thing about it is, and I think this is just from Software's perspective, at any point in time that you give your players that option, it compromises their experiences they were trying to make. And that's the point of those games, right? Especially when you talk about like all the games have something to do with like the world decaying and, you know, everything around you is falling apart. And for whatever reason, especially in Sekiro, the idea of death and coming back and the consequences of you coming back and how that affects the world is integral. So in a way, it almost has to be harder than the other games because death is the point, and death and not dying is the point, right? So my only beef with it, and it's something that I saw in an article that I actually didn't even think about on my own. And once I read it, I said, you know what? It's right. And again, some people might beef with me over this, but when we're in a point in gaming where we're trying to be as inclusive as possible, there are people that physically cannot play these games because of certain impairments, right? Even with something like the Xbox, whatchamacallit, the Xbox, I forgot the name of it now. The Xbox.
I like that controller. Yeah.
Right. So that to me is a problem because again, if we're trying to be inclusive to everybody, and especially if somebody who wants to play that game, like if you're a person who doesn't want to play that game, don't play it, fine.
I want to play it. But you know what? I don't like the level of frustration. And my controllers are valuable. So I don't need to be busting up my controllers. So please.
Smooth's, RIP to Smooth's Elite controller.
Yeah, put an easy mode in there. If you want me to buy your games, put an easy mode in there. Stop. I ain't got time to be spending 40 hours on a boss. I ain't got time for that.
Now,
I said, I don't see an issue as long as it doesn't affect the core gameplay mechanic.
I don't care.
Like the core games. No, I do. I
want easy. You can play it how you want to play it.
No. Like I'm saying that as long as it doesn't affect my hard mode, I don't care what the easy mode if it's there or not. But I do care if they build an easy mode first and then just made that harder. Like I want the core game to be built around the difficulty From Software is famous for making.
What they
they make another mode scaling it back for easy mode. That's the only way this works for me. I don't want it any other way because I don't want my games being, a lot easier core-wise because they built the easy mode first.
Yeah. I think with Sekiro, though, is a little bit of a catch-22 because I think just because of the aesthetics, the setting of the game, the ninja stuff, bacon and ninjas, like I think they had more people interested in this game than you would people who just are Souls fans, right? Or Bloodborne fans. I think that setting just drew people's eye, like me. Like I enjoy those games, but I'm not like, head over heels crazy for them. When I saw this aesthetic, it was a day one buy. So I think just because of that,
he was at PAX playing this.
I was at PAX every night.
On his laptop and they're smashing keyboards.
Every night after PAX, after we did the podcast or whatever, right back to Sekiro. So for me, it's just they sort of did maybe you do the aesthetic a little bit of a disservice because to me, in a lot of ways, it is one of the top ninja games ever made. Like really, it really is. But you really have to dig deep. You have to get good at that combat to really see that flow, to really see that Channel 5. If you don't, it's gonna be a frustrating affair. Like,
let me address. And
I played Lucky Tales. I like Lucky Tales.
Let me address that.
What's the problem?
Look, I love these games. I do. I really do. I love these games. I play them. You can ask everyone on this panel. I literally play almost every From Software game ever made. I've beaten them all. I don't see how you can say that an easy mode is something that it shouldn't be there. Look, if it doesn't affect the actual game, why does it matter?
Well, I think that's the argument, that if you ask From Software, they say it affects how we feel the game should be. And
no, I'm not talking about a dev standpoint. I'm talking about a person playing these games. If the dev doesn't want to put it in it, I've always been 100% on giving the dev complete creative control over all their games.
Right.
But let's say that they did come around, like, okay, let's put one in there. You guys act like you're going to start boycotting this shit. You know, we all know you ain't. You still going to pick it up. I think that it's okay to put one in it as long as it doesn't affect the core game before they put an easy mode in it. I don't see how that's an issue. I don't care if a blind man beat Dark Souls. I don't care how an issue is putting.
You said what?
A blind. Well, I see someone beat Dark Souls with the guitar. So
yeah.
You know, these are very
with a rock band guitar or something like that.
We're talking about like 2 people out of thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people that play these games.
Millions.
At the end of the day, if they implied an easy mode correctly that wasn't interfering with the actual game, why does it matter that someone could go down and not up?
Yeah, I think the argument holds true more so for Sekiro. Also, like I said, that death mechanic, but the fact that the story is kind of linear in a way that other Souls games aren't, and Bloodborne isn't. Like part of you, like there's a lot of environmental storytelling in these games, particularly Bloodborne and particularly like the Souls games, and you don't necessarily get to see all of that stuff if you run through it in one shot and you don't die. Like a lot of that stuff it comes from you constantly playing the same areas over and over again, where you see little details or whatever that inform this bigger story beats that you start seeing as the game progresses. Whereas Sekiro, it has some of that, but the game is a lot more the story is a lot more linear. Like it's outright telling you stuff. And to be fair, also with Sekiro, like they made a lot of like quality of life improvements to that game that the past games didn't have. Like you can pause the game, right?
Oh my god, like these people are crazy. Like why can't there just be hard games? There is a hard game.
You know what I'm gonna buy?
You can play that hard game, but if you a scrub and you ain't good at games, you can play the easy mode too.
You know
there is room for both.
I'm gonna buy Ghost of Tsushima. That's it. I'm gonna get my new ninja on.
You know what I'm gonna buy? You know what I'm gonna buy?
It was some crazy rumor that was canceled.
I'm gonna buy Borderlands 3 on the Epic Store, and I'm not even playing it on PC.
You want to support.
I gotta support them, man. I gotta support that crazy.
You out here putting fire to the world.
Incognito said he's gonna do it too. So there's 2 sales, and we probably ain't never touching that game on PC.
Never touching that game ever. All right, guys. So that's all we got for this week.
Like you made it out of it, Simon. Oh my god.
Thank you to everybody in the chat who was kind. You know, this is difficult as all hell. All props go to Cognito for doing this on a weekly basis. This is not fun. I'm sweating bullets over here.
Nah, you know what the best part about it? Because you started off with trepidation, like you did with your first interviews, and you got better as it went along. You did your thing, man. You did your thing. I have faith.
Thank you. I much appreciate it. I appreciate it.
But I will take Cog back. Give me my
of course, yeah. Please.
Give my card.
Listen, man, come back in, strike down the uprising. It's fine by me. As long as you let me keep my head, I'm good. I'll be back next week. Perfect. So once again, like I said, there's no poll this week. I'll leave that to Cog, and we'll take care of that next week.
Oh, is a poll going up? The poll this week is going to be, should we kill Chief or not?
Yeah, let's do that one, an impromptu poll.
Yeah, okay, so first line is going to be kill Chief. Second line of it is kill Chief. Third line of it is going to be make Attic mad and kill Chief. And they'll send Attic the first cut of killing Chief.
See, and the funny thing is that's how you roll. Make it unfair. It's unwinnable. Gotcha. Let's continue.
Exactly. That's how you do.
Bang, bang.
That's what you gotta know about King. You have to King gets you into a corner, man, and he's not. You got to read that fine print. You don't. You done. Toast. So let's have these outros, man. Like Attic, what's going on, man? Tell people where they can find you. What's going on this week? Will you be beating Sekiro this week?
I don't know yet. I'm probably be streaming Sekiro tomorrow. I do want to thank Kid Smooth for getting off the stream because He was hurting us, man. We had like 20 viewers. The moment he left, we jumped up to like 90. Literally the moment he started.
Sorry about those tech difficulties. I sent them the link like 3 different ways and it didn't work. So.
I think it was on his end, like because I joined the same link I sent him, and
he broke his PC. He broke his PC.
He probably did. He probably threw something at it. Like he's probably messed up something.
Threw it on his back.
I definitely appreciate Kid. Kid's always been a real supporter of the Iron Lords podcast.
Yep.
He could have literally streamed this whole podcast, destroyed our viewership. And it would, but I appreciate him getting off and be like, all right, I could stream all day long, but I'm going to end it right now.
Cool, no doubt. Like Lord King, what do you have coming up? I know we got boxing in the next couple of weeks. Is that fight talk worthy?
That's combat talk worthy. We got Carissa going up against Female Thunder. I'm going to break that down. I think it's about time that I start acknowledging her accomplishments. Because we had Christina Martin and we had Layla Ali as the premier female boxers. And what Clarissa is doing is a little bit more unprecedented for a female fighter. What I need her to have is she needs that nemesis. She needs that I would hope this fight would be that, and I will break that down and I will tell you what it's going to be and how it's going to be. But we have like combat talk with the King. Then we have KOS. As you can see, I start putting boxes down there at the bottom. So maybe if you zoom in, you might know what I'm going to show this week. Or
There's
maybe
just a bunch of ILP shirts in there. Don't let him lie to you.
Or maybe you won't know what's in there because I have something else that's over here. I have something else that's over there. And I got like 13 or 14 more that's over there and another 6 or 7 that's over here. And I got more on the way. So what I want y'all to do is stop looking at it on Twitter because Cognito is sick and tired of me giving you all of that extra, all that production value. So what I'm gonna start doing is sending you a picture and sending you a link, and you want to see it, you won't have to go to the YouTube channel. You're gonna have to go to lordsofgaming.net. You're gonna have to figure it out because no more am I gonna put 4 or 5 hours into a Twitter promo and you guys not following the link. So it's dead. It's done. So now you want to see it, go to the YouTube channel and go check it out. And shout out to all those people that has been going to the YouTube channel faithfully and seeing the full video because you're shortchanging yourself. If you really want to see the statues, you want to know everything about the statues or why I have it in my collection, then you'll figure it out when you get there. But it's done. It's done now. Cognito has pulled the cape of Superman and told me, stop giving y'all all that extra. So it's done.
No doubt, man. Yeah, like I said. Yeah, go ahead.
I do have one little announcement. If anyone over there from Epic Games ever stumbles upon this video, put Red Dead 2 on Epic Store.
Forever.
You imagine if that wasn't a timed exclusive. It would be worse. It'd be way worse.
God, that'd be freaking
like we bought it. It's ours.
All right, and of course, I'm Lord Sovereign, the offline profile Illuminati, the man who loves the single player selfish experience. That's what I'm about. Trying to hold it down this week for Lord Cognito. Guys, once again, big shout out to everybody from PAX East, the entire team out there, King, Kai, Snaldo, MJ the Boss, Cog. Honestly, we went out there, we went hard, man. We went hard. We tried to get you guys as much coverage as possible.
Shout out to Lord Feeder.
For real. Yeah. For real. So yeah, just look out for more of that content. It's gonna be trickling out slowly but surely. What else? Shout out to the stream team. Again, Snaldo, MJ the Boss, Boogie, potentially Perfect Delapo, Dino. If I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry. And of course, shout out to everybody at lordsofgaming.net, the only place to go for your news, articles, opinion pieces, lordsofgaming.net. Shout out to Dizzy, everyone over there who held it down while we were gone, who guys kept writing articles, guys who wrote articles based on the videos that we posted. I know it wasn't easy, but thank you so much for all the work you guys do. And of course, thank you to you guys in the chat. You guys always show love. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. So that's all we got, man. See you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we're out.